Hi everyone, it's Sue and welcome back to Discovering the Art of Living. Now if you're new to my channel, click on the subscribe button below as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content. So last week was a little different video and I decided to share with you step 1 of pursuing my dream to have an art career, and that is I launched my Patreon page. So if you'd like to find out more about that, click on the link above, and I will also put a link to my Patreon page down in the description box below. So today I decided I should really bite the bullet and start doing some fall DIY home decor crafting. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not quite ready for summer to be over yet. But when you go into all the stores, all the fall and Halloween decor is out already. So I thought, well, I better try. So I decided to do another series of Michaels dupes where I recreate some Michaels overpriced but lovely home decor items for more inexpensive but still lovely versions for you to make. So looking at Michaels, I saw that the theme this year was sunflowers. Sunflowers were everywhere, and I thought I could actually embrace this because sunflowers aren't necessarily fall, they're still bright and sunny, and yet still farmhouse. So that's what I decided to go with. So I finally came across this really pretty sunflower farmhouse sign that I'm going to recreate for you. And speaking of sunflowers, that leads me to sharing with you phase 2 of me pursuing my dream of having a career in art. I have now opened up a Redbubble shop. So if you look on redbubble.com and you search Sue Demchina, and I will put a link in the description box below to my shop, you can find tons of home decor items and clothing with my artworks on them, and I thought that was pretty cool. So this sunflower picture that I did a while ago is actually one of the designs that's featured on Redbubble. You can get pillows, t-shirts, shower curtains, bath mats, anything you can possibly think of with this design, as well as 4 others that I have done YouTube videos about. So if you want to go over to redbubble.com and search for Sue Demchina, and again I will put that below, you will see lots of my products for sale. So that would be really great. So I am going to incorporate sunflowers into this DIY craft today. So if you're ready to see how I made out by recreating an overpriced Michaels home decor item for just a few dollars, let's get started. So I went to my local dollar store and picked up this wood panel for $2.50 at the Dollarama. Then I used some of my Cricut vinyl, as well as my handy dandy shoe polish that I like to use as a wood stain. I grabbed some black acrylic paint from the dollar store, a foam brush and some ModPodge, and a ruler and a fine tip black Sharpie. And I thought, surely I can make something less than $20 that looks just as nice. So I took the packaging off the wood frame, and then I used some masking tape or painter's tape to just tape off the frame area. Then I just took the black acrylic paint and poured it on the bottom, and using a damp foam brush covered the entire bottom with the black paint, and I went over it with about 2 coats. Once that was dried thoroughly, I took the painter's tape again and this time taped off the black area because I was going to use my shoe polish to paint the frame. And the beauty about farmhouse, I find, is that if you do muck up and you miss a few little spots or you paint over something, it's supposed to look rustic anyway, so it turns out perfect. So I applied my shoe polish with my rag, and I seem to be almost at the end of this little tin of shoe polish, so I'll definitely have to buy some more. And make sure you do this in a well-ventilated area, as it is a little bit fumy. If there's any little tiny areas that you missed, you can just use a fine little paintbrush and some of the black paint and just fill it in. And I ended up staining the front and back of the frame as well. And I just love the rich, deep walnut color that you get from this shoe polish, and only for $1. Next, I had used my Cricut to print out the words "Welcome Friends," trying to match the font on the original piece as close as I could. And then I positioned them where I wanted them on my frame, peeled them off, and rubbed them on. Then just using my home printer, I printed off a copy of the watercolor painting I had done a while ago of the sunflowers, and I was actually really impressed on how vibrant the colors were just from my home printer. So then I cut around the shape that I wanted to make sure that it would fit in the frame. Now I didn't put sunflowers all around because I just kind of liked the way this single one looked, and I wasn't trying to make an exact replica of the original Michaels one. Then I used some Mod Podge and put it on the back of my sunflower paper and stuck it onto the frame. Then I went over the whole entire bottom of the frame with about 2 coats of the Mod Podge, making sure that I got all the air bubbles out and all of the streaks out, and then I let it dry completely. So if you're making this project yourself, obviously you won't have the same painting I do, but you could always just print off a picture of a sunflower or do your own painting and print it out. Or you could look in the Dollar Tree and see if you have any napkins maybe that have sunflowers on them. I also wiped up any Mod Podge that spilled over onto the frame. Once the Mod Podge dried completely, it was nice and clear, and I decided to put the little finishing touch on using the ruler and my fine tip Sharpie just to make lines across so that it looked like little slats of wood like the original. And I was extremely impressed with how well this turned out. I just loved it. So mine ended up costing about $3, where the one from Michael was $20. So I think this was a pretty good dupe. Let me know in the comments section below how you think I did and what other kind of Michael's dupes you would like to see. And again, check out all of these products that have sunflowers on them from my Redbubble shop. Search for Sue Demchina on redbubble.com to see all of my designs and all of the products available. See you next time on Discovering the Art of Living.